Greetings, welcome to Church of Real Talk. I am your host, Minister Robinson, and as always, so very excited that you are here. Now, when I trailed off after Wednesday's offering, I said I had to come up with a concept for Fridays. You know, Mondays is actually locked in, Wednesdays is locked in. So moving forward, I had to figure out something that would work for you guys for Fridays, the end of the week. You know, you've got a day job. Done, son. You're done. You're ready to go. You know, enjoy yourself. So I decided that a most fitting name for Friday would be Feel Good Fridays. And with Feel Good Fridays, we're going to talk about ways that we can actually feed back into ourselves, our higher power, and the universe. Let's be honest here, okay? We deal with a lot of stress. And I'm not even just talking about the chosen one star seed stuff. We deal with a lot of stress in our day-to-day lives. And you know, sometimes we have to find a way to balance that. You know, it makes it easier to be of assistance as well. What I have found, and I touched base on this, I believe, Wednesday, what I have found is after the solar eclipse, you know, I actually have been driven to become more creative, to learn more stuff, to do more stuff. And I think, you, just like I, are feeling the same thing. Doesn't it resonate with you, where you just have a need to create stuff? I think by creating or using your creativity, it allows you to attach yourself to your higher power and or the universe. So with that being said, because I could probably drone on and on during the intro, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the offering right about nowish. All right, let's get on with the offering. So, Albert Einstein once said that creativity is intelligence having fun. And you know what? I can't really deny that. I really think that he latched onto something when he said that. The reason being is because when you're in a creative zone, okay, it seems like the outside world just peels away. It's just you and whatever you're doing. Whether you're writing, whether you're taking pictures, whether you're doing art, maybe doing a painting or doing pottery or sewing or creating an outfit. You know, no matter what you're doing, you will soon find that it's almost like meditation, and there's a reason for that. The reason being is because you're using that thing that I've been talking about for weeks. You're using the God spark or the universe spark, whatever you choose or whatever you're inclined to believe in. That spark, what happens is once you get into that state, it sends a very clear and concise signal to your higher power and or the universe that you are growing spiritually. As I said, day by day life can sometimes be overbearing. Just take out the whole factor of being a chosen one. Just day by day life in general can actually weigh a person down. And we often find ourselves to the point where we feel that we're burning out. We feel that our emotional control is no longer really there, you know, because we're tired, we're exhausted. This is why I constantly say that you have to feed back into yourself. You have to set aside time to feed into the person, the unique, the special person that you are. I've said many a time that I DJ when I was younger, and I've continued to DJ. But since I moved into this new residence, I haven't made time. I'm not going to say I didn't have the time. I haven't made time to set up my DJ controller, relink the libraries, and everything else. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do this weekend, because whether I'm performing as a DJ for a crowd or if I'm just actually performing for myself, I find that it is such a relaxing state. And I feel almost, and this may resonate with you, almost like I'm on another level of existence. I get the same thing when I'm doing photography, whether I'm shooting a model or I'm just going around taking images of things that inspire me as I'm walking through my neighborhood. You know, I do videography, you know, and these are just some of my talents, but the important thing is you guys have talents, and I don't think and I may be reaching here, but I don't think that we make the time. Okay, it's not that we don't have the time. It's just the ability to make the time so that we can go ahead and start doing these things that we actually love. Remember, love is the most important vibration in this reality. And if you want to send a message quickly to your higher power or the universe, just envelop yourself in love. You know, I think this weekend everybody should just go out there and create something. Just start the process of creating something. I'm going to tell you, by the time Sunday evening comes around, if you make enough time to go ahead and embark on these journeys of creativity, you will soon find very quickly that you feel like you're a better person. You know, because as you feed love, as you feed appreciation that you have this talent to create something, you know, as you feed the gratitude that your higher power and or the universe allowed you this talent to go ahead and create this thing that may bring a smile to someone else's face or bring joy to someone else's face. You know, you show this gratitude. What you're doing is you're steamrolling a message straight up to your higher power in the universe, letting them know that you are awakening even more. We have to always, I've got at least 3 offerings on this channel explaining why it's so important that you feed back into yourself. We spend so much time feeding into others. I get it. It's our job description, but it can be tiresome. It can be tiresome to the fact that we're not making time for ourselves. Making time for ourselves, dare I say, to feel good. I think after the solar eclipse, something happened to not only me, but I'm sure this will resonate with many of you. I have had this driving urge to create stuff. I just want to create stuff. I'm going in the office that's basically still not unpacked completely, and I'm finding gadgets and gizmos and things that I used to use, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh, I remember when I used to use this to do video, and I remember when I used to use this to do audio engineering. I really had a great time using that. Let me put this over here so I can plug it up and start using it again. Again, we make time for what we feel is important. This is something that I have lived by. This is something that I hold other people to task with. You know, if you're within my circle, I will tell you, you have to make time for what you feel is important. If anybody ever tells me, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have time for that, basically, I'm going to turn around and say, no, you didn't think it was important. What is more important than you as a person? You have, since the day you was born until the day you hit the dirt, you are the steward of your life. You have to find ways to make time for yourself. I'm not telling you to quit your day job and just decide that you're going to make paintings. Some of you, however, have the talent to do that. You know, some of you create amazing pieces of art. And, you know, there is so much creativity out there. I mentioned once before about the person that actually sits down and psychoanalyzes everything about writing a book. Now, don't psychoanalyze it. Sit down and write out the first page. And then commit yourself to not getting up until you at least write the first chapter. Trust me, you'll be a better person after the first chapter is done. It makes it easier to continue forward. You're building up resilience. You're building up, in a sense, because it's not really a bad word, you're building up discipline. You know, discipline for yourself. This can only help you as a chosen one. To be disciplined enough to say, hey, listen, I have to do this. I have to make time for this because this is important to me. You should be the most important. You know what? Your higher power universe really knows that you're important. They wouldn't have tagged you as a starseed or a chosen one. They wouldn't have done it. You know, you've got to take that same outlook with your life. You know, again, you've got to start feeling good about yourself. You know, as you're creating this stuff, I'm going to tell you something, and it falls back into not only feeling good, but that deadly sin of validation. Create it for you. Don't involve anybody else. You can always share the finished product, whether it takes you this weekend to get it done, or this month to get it done, or this year to get it done. Get it done, and then start to share it. I really, one of the things that I do with people, let's say a person is, I don't know, creating a video, okay? My thing is, don't show me scene by scene. Show me when it's done. It does a couple of things. It's actually me being of assistance, and this is going to resonate with you. This is me being of assistance, because if you stop every scene that you create to say, okay, how does this look so far? Okay, how does this look so far? And then you add another scene, how does this look so far? You're actually taking more time away from the completion. Very important. You want to complete it, don't you? And you're also taking away from the God spark, the connection between you, the universe, and or your higher power, because you're stopping everything to bring someone else into the process. This takes a lot of work. It really does. And admittedly, in the early years, I was kind of like that. I used to do this thing. They call them mashups now, but back in the day, they called them blends. And I would, sit down, get a couple of verses into the blend, and I turn around and be like, hey, how did that sound? Didn't even finish the blend. And then I put another, couple of bars into it. And hey, that sounds better, right? What you're actually doing is you're disconnecting. You're just severing the connection, and you're bringing someone from this realm. I've said this many a time. What you do to grow spiritually is between you, your higher power, and or the universe. No one else. And I think once we begin to embrace that fact, once we begin to understand that fact, we will find that so many things will flow so much more easily. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Put it in the comments, whatever, if you choose to. How many people actually find themselves in this situation still to this day, where they are seeking validation for something they are creating? See, the breakdown goes like this in my mind. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling you how I feel. It goes like this. If you're creating something, once again, we are making something from nothing, okay? And in order to do that, we've got to go up here. We've got to actually go up here, and we have to connect to the universal energy that is the universe and or our higher power, okay? If that connection is secure, okay, 258-bit encryption, whatever they call it, if that connection is secure, why would you want to break it and let all the other information leak out? To me, it makes no sense. That's why I always suggest, when you are embarking on something that is important, sometimes it's best to keep it to yourself. And let me put it this way to you. There's a whole lot of haters out there. I'm not talking about low vibrational beings or demons or anything else. There's just haters. People that will throw shade. This is going to resonate with you on anything that you embark upon. People that will get in the way, essentially like the cop that doesn't have a search warrant, putting their foot in your door, your door pane, so you can't close the door. It's essential to that. There are people that will never want to see you get ahead. And once they find out that, hey, that aura about them, are they a chosen one? Oh, hell to the no, I can't let that go on. And the strange thing is, we never know who these people are, usually until it's too late, until they've actually thrown the proverbial monkey wrench into the works. And now you've got to do damage control. So a lot of things, I'm not saying be selfish. I'm not saying close people off. But some things are not for everybody. Some things are for you, your higher power, and or the universe. No one else. We've got to begin to get out of that habit of always wanting and seeking validation, especially when things that attach themselves to our spiritual growth. Let it get done. This is why you created it. You know, Steve Jobs didn't create the iPhone and put it in his pocket and be like, nobody's going to see it now. But I can guarantee you that he kept the design process and all the things that went into creating the iPhone. He kept that secret that only those involved with it had a need to know. You know, it seems so much more exciting when CEOs get on stage to unveil a new product. You know, we knew nothing about this. You know, and then you have people within, again, the haters, within that cabal of people that is creating something that decide, I'm just going to leak this information. They're not paying me enough. This is what I'm talking about. These are the haters. Okay? So, you know, when Steve Jobs used to, you know, show off a new product, nobody knew about it. And what did the people do? They sat in the audience and they, I've got to run out and get this. I need this in my life. And it's the same thing with you, Starseeds and Chosen Ones. Finish the product, finish the book, finish the movie, finish the poetry, finish the music, finish all of this stuff, and then have that announcement. It's done. It's finished. How do you feel about it? How does it move you? See, because at this stage, it doesn't really matter. You and your higher power have already had the conversation that needed to be had. So it doesn't really matter. And since it's completed, no one else can throw a monkey wrench into the process. I think that's a beautiful thing. I really think that's a beautiful thing. So, you know, with that being said, I want to take a quick break. Feel Good Friday. I'm not going to keep you guys super long. I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk more about this creative process that brings us closer to, I guess, opening our eyes more to the awakening, opening our eyes more to the fact that, hey, listen, I'm here for a very special and unique reason. Before I go to break, though, I want to thank you guys. The book drive is actually helping. No, I can't run out and go buy a piece of property right now. However, every little bit helps. And I want to thank you guys who have actually taken, I guess in a sense, the risk to actually use the line. And you can rest assured, I've actually tell a person this once, you can rest assured I'm not going to share your information in an offering unless you expressly feel that that information can be of assistance to another starseed or chosen one, you know. So I just want to let you know that I'm keeping it real with that. You know, and with that being said, I think we should take a quick break. Nowish.
Introducing Church of Real Talk's Sacred Space, a safe haven for those seeking understanding and support. Need to talk? Minister Robinson is here to listen, offering compassionate guidance and spiritual insights. Call now at 856-880-7585. That's 856-880-7585. Don't hesitate to reach out. Call 856-880-7585 to connect with someone who cares. Church of Real Talk's Sacred Space is your place to share, reflect, and find peace. Call 856-880-7585 and experience the comfort of a compassionate conversation. Together, we'll navigate life's challenges. Call 856-880-7585 and let's start talking.
All right, and we are back. And just as a reminder, Sacred Space is available from the hours of 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time if you choose to call. Sometimes I figure people just sometimes need someone they can talk to, or they need some spiritual advice or spiritual guidance, you know, and again, it allows me to be of assistance. Now, I wrote something down on this piece of paper over here. So, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. Rumi said that. When you are being creative, when you are creating, you know, you do feel that sense of joy. You do feel that sense of happiness because many things are going on. First off, you're using the doggone God's Walk. Okay, unless you're a scientist, unless you are a visual creator or something like that in your day job, it's kind of like going through the motions. You're doing what you're getting paid to do. Okay. However, when you're creating from self, for self, you find that there is a sense of joy. There are times that while I have been mixing, where a smile will just come across my face, not so much the mix, but maybe I got into that zone and the music is just washing through my soul. And at the same time, I'm connecting with the universe. Maybe if you're an artist and you're creating a painting or a sketch or a piece of pottery, or you blow glass, or you're using yarn, or whatever these things, you will find, and this will resonate with you, that you will have this feeling of intense joy sometimes just wash over you. That is your connection. That is your connection. You are not only pleasing yourself, but you are pleasing your higher power and or the universe. You're showing them, hey, listen, I understand. And then here you go, icing on the cake, you're creating something. You're creating something that can bring that same joy, that same happiness to someone else's face, to someone else's spirit. I'm going to ask you a question, and this is definitely going to resonate with you. This happened a lot when I was younger, but have you ever read a book and then all of a sudden, you just got that warm, fuzzy feeling from maybe a chapter, or maybe you got finally to the end of the book and it was like a really great ending and you was like, wow, or have you sat down and watched a movie and you left the theater feeling, oh my God, I'm a different person after watching this. See, this is what creation does. You go to a museum, you look at a painting and you just stare at it for hours because it brings so much emotion into you. And this is being of assistance. This is actually being of assistance. The ability for you as a starseed and or a chosen one to be able to bring joy and happiness into someone else's life. I had a friend years ago, he actually worked on cartoons for Cartoon Network, and I was always, inspired by what he did. I always thought Cartoon Network was really for adults. It's not really for kids, for the most part. And I would watch his cartoon that he actually helped create, and when it would bring a smile to my face, it kind of triggered something in my mind, like, this is what it's all about. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. And maybe that's what started to trigger my awakening. We find that, honestly, in my viewpoint, I think we have been tagged as starseeds and chosen ones from once we hit this reality. I don't know if we're recycled or what, but I think we are tagged the moment we hit this reality. And I think this is the reason that we go through certain experiences that change us so drastically that I'm not even going to say they're scars. Sometimes they can be a scar, but sometimes they can be an enlightenment. That we still fall back on, and you say to yourself, why did I have that experience? Why did I find myself in that situation? Why did I have that conversation? And I'm going to tell you, there are chosen ones and starseeds that walk amongst us, that is what they do. They create things to bring joy and happiness to the world. See, half the battle is done if you can take an angry person and make a smile come to their face, to make them feel joy, to make them feel the opposite of anger and make them feel love. Is that not being of assistance? Because maybe in that moment, whoever created that painting, that movie, that song, that work of art, maybe that was their way of being of assistance. Think about that for a second. And I really want you guys to spend this weekend, make as much time as you feel you are worth. Make as much time as you feel you are worth to go out there and create something. If it's something that you can post in the comments, please, when we get back to Monday, Motivational Monday, that would be some real motivation for others that might be struggling with not only validation, but tapping into that imagination, the God universe spark. This could be helpful to them. You can find yourself being of assistance. There are so many things within this world that bring joy and happiness to us, that make us reflect, that make us take a look inside of ourselves. It could be music, it could be art, it could be a story, it could be a book, it could be someone playing the piano. Anything that has the power to do that is very important, especially in this time, in this age. The solar eclipse, I think this is the reason for it is to open up a new age of creativity, because I think creativity is, just look at history itself. Look at everything that has been created that we use day by day. At the end of the day, the ability to create something that is of assistance, that is useful, I can't think of anything more important. And at the end of the day, Tesla said it, Einstein said it, the guy that worked on the Manhattan Project, it'll come to me later. But they all said that they felt that there was a deeper connection, not so much the Manhattan Project, we could have did without that. But, at the end of everything, at the end of all being said, there is something special within you, within your uniqueness, within the fact that you are here to assist, that allows you to create. And that's all I'm asking you to do this weekend. It's Feel Good Friday. Start now. Start now. Start creating something. You can be of so much assistance. Trust me, you really can. And if you do a book, go ahead and get it published. You never know. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining us. The links for the books are still below. We're still having this drive. I actually, instead of putting up the outro, I'm going to put the clip for our new subscriber drive, where we're trying to reach 800 subscribers, and everybody will get a free digital gift valued at $15.99. I know it's not much, but hey, we're talking about 800 people minimum, and always remember, Sacred Space, we're there for you. I'm definitely there for you. Even if you just need someone to listen, I'm definitely there for you. So with that being said, Minister Robinson, definitely appreciate you joining me right here for Church of Real Talk. Get the heck out there and create something. And you already know, love you guys.
Attention, seekers of truth and wisdom. Church of Real Talk is on a mission to expand our community, and we need your help. Subscribe to our channel today and join a movement dedicated to spiritual growth and empowerment. When we reach 800 subscribers, all subscribers will receive a free digital gift valued at $15.99 as a token of our gratitude. This special gift is our way of saying thank you for being part of our journey. Spread the word, share our channel, and invite others to join us. Together, let's reach new heights and unlock the power of spiritual wisdom. Subscribe now and be part of something extraordinary. Visit our channel and hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Subscribe to Church of Real Talk today, and let's embark on this transformative journey together.